Hi everyone, and welcome to Midweek Missions. I am so glad to be able to spend some time with you. I really miss getting to see everyone in person, and I know we're not in person, but it feels maybe a little bit like we're in person. And hopefully at some point this year we'll be able to come together in like our usual old way that we always did. So I am recording this from my house, so just know that I do have animals. I have a dog who's 14 years old, and he's a Labradoodle, and I have two cats. Well, one cat is mine and one cat is my daughter's. So it's possible that a cat will run kind of behind me, so just know that that might happen. Well, I'm glad to be here with you, and I'm glad to kind of see you. And I would like to tell you something about Midweek Missions if you have never been to this program before. It is something that was started a long time ago by volunteers, and it's been going for several years. Like, I think my kids were little when it started, so that would be like 15 to 20 years ago that it started. And what it is a program where we put our faith into action. So we do activities to support our church and our community, and it's for kids your age who are in kindergarten through 5th grade. And really, if you are watching and you're not a kid, that's great too, because you could participate as well. So if we were in class together, like if we were doing a lesson together, I would have another child explain to the new kids kind of what Midweek Missions is. So we do activities, for older adults. We do activities for people at Heart to Heart. We also every year pack baskets for Thanksgiving for folks who get services through Gladden Community House. So we do lots of cool things and a lot of meaningful things. And we're going to really try to do all of those things this year, just not in the exact same way that we normally do it. So right now, this is going to be, this is called Unit 1. So we're going to do, this fall, we're going to do 2 units of Midweek Missions. The first unit is going to be for 4 weeks, and it's all about community. And the second unit is going to be for 4 weeks, and it will start at the end of October, and it will be all about packing Thanksgiving baskets. So there'll be more to come after that. We just haven't decided what that's going to look like. So when we're talking about community, right now we're really far apart when we would really like to be together. And although that is just for now, it still feels hard because I know I really miss seeing people. I miss getting to spend time with kids. I miss spending time with their parents and families. And so it's been really hard. But we are still a church community, and I hope that some of the work we're going to do over the next few weeks will remind you that we're still a church community. And so the theme today is that I am part of our church community, and we're going to do an activity that you can do individually, and then you can drop your project off at church, and we're going to put it with everybody else's project, and you can see you'll have your own part of the project, and we'll put it all together. And so maybe it'll kind of look like we're together, not really, but it'll be kind of a representation of us being together. So I hope that you will participate in this. And if we were together, I would probably start right now by saying, hey, how was your day? And I would say, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a thumbs in the middle. And so I wonder if you could do that. I know I can't see you, but maybe you could tell me, maybe you could still do it into whatever device you were watching. And maybe if there's a grown-up nearby, you could talk to the grown-up about how your day was. So I hope it was a thumbs up. I hope it wasn't a thumbs down. A lot of people might be thumbs in the middle because it's such a strange time. So I hope I hope you had a good day, and I hope that this adds to it. So the other things we typically do at Midweek Missions is we usually have a Bible verse that we put up. And if you were able to get a Midweek Missions packet, I included this Bible verse in the packet so you have it with you. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. We chose this one because it's about community, and it also really represents what we're going to do today as an activity. So this is from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12. Christ is just like the human body. A body is a unit and has many parts. And all the parts of the body are one body, even though there are many. So that's our Bible verse. So if you think about your body, you have hair and fingers and toes and knees and elbows and backs and faces. And so if you think about our church as being like that, like a body, we're all part of that. And if one of us isn't there or one of us isn't participating, it's not as complete as it could be. So we will continue with this same Bible verse every week in this first unit. We'll have a different Bible verse for the next unit. The other thing that we would do is we would open with a prayer. And you should, in your packet, there is a sheet. And so I'm going to ask you right now to hold your body in a way that you like to hold your body to pray. And, and think about this prayer, because I think it's really important that we are mindful and we think about communicating with God kind of what we're hoping. So take a deep breath and hold your body in a nice, gentle, relaxed way. Loving and gracious God, we thank you for this day and for the chance to come together to care for all of our brothers and sisters. Please help us to see all people as you see them, so everyone can feel loved and included. Remind us that our hands are your hands to do the important work that needs to be done in the world. Amen. So today, the activity for today is we are going to paint rocks. I have a book I'm going to read to you, but I want to kind of introduce the idea of the rock, because the book I'm going to read has to do, it's kind of a similar idea. So here's a rock, and if you picked up a packet, like a little tote bag at our drive-through kickoff Sunday, then you have a rock. We put rocks in all of those. So what we're going to do is everyone, anybody who wants to, tiny, tiny people and all the way to older adults, if they would like to paint a rock, everybody's going to paint their rock in a way that represents them. And then we're going to bring all the rocks to church. We're going to drop them off there, and I'll seal them so they can be outside, and we're going to put them all together. So like, I can't be at church, but here's my rock, so I'm going to take it to church, and it can be with everybody else's rock. Like maybe it'll be right next to your rock. So we're going to paint rocks. So we're going to use art as a way to create community. So let's read a book. This is a book that I found that I really love, and it's called Maybe Something Beautiful. I have to get over here more. How Art Transformed a Neighborhood, and it's by Isabel Campoy and Teresa Howell, illustrated by Rafael Lopez. And it is based on a true story. And the illustrator, Rafael Lopez, was actually part of the original story. So I'll tell you more about that at the end of the book. In the heart of a gray city, there lived a girl who loved to doodle, draw, and color and paint. Every time she saw a blank piece of paper, Mira thought to herself, maybe. And because of this, her room was filled with color and her heart was filled with joy. On her way to school one day, Mira gave a round apple to Mr. Henry, the owner of the shop down the street. She gave a flower to Ms. Lopez, the lady with sparkling eyes. She gave a songbird to Mr. Sachs and a red heart to the policeman who walked up and down the streets. On her way home, Mira taped a glowing sun onto the wall behind the shadows. Her city was less gray, but not much. The next day, Mira saw a man with a pocket full of paintbrushes. He gazed at the wall. He looked at her son. He held his fingers up in a square and peered through them. He said thoughtfully. What do you see? Mira asked. Maybe something beautiful, the man replied. I have to hold it this way. Hope you can see it. Then, just like that, he dipped a brush in the paint. Bam! Pow! The shadows scurried away. Sky blue cut through the gloom. The man's laughter was like a rainbow spreading across the sky. Who are you? Mira asked. I'm an artist, he said. A muralist. I paint on walls. I'm an artist too, she told him. He handed Mira a brush. Then, come on. Mira dipped it in the loudest color she saw. Yow-wee, the wall lit up like sunshine. As the man drew pictures on the bricks, Mira added color, punch, and pizzazz. Soon, Mr. Sachs joined in. Then came others. Everyone painted to the rhythm. Salsa, merengue, bebop. Even Mira's mama painted and danced the cha-cha-cha. The whole neighborhood became a giant block party. Until the policeman walked up. "Excuse me," he said. The music stopped. Mira put her brush down. They were surely in trouble. The officer cleared his throat, then paused. "May I paint with you?" he asked. So Mira handed him a paintbrush, and the music started again. Teachers and papas jumped in, babies too. Mira and the man handed out brush after brush. Color spread throughout the streets. So did joy. Wherever Mira and the man went, art followed like the string of a kite. After they colored the walls, they painted utility boxes and benches. They decorated sidewalks with poetry and shine, and everyone danced. Together they created something more beautiful than they had ever imagined. When their clothes were splattered with a million colors, everyone sat down to rest, except the muralist. His eyes sparkled. "You, my friends, are all artists," he told them. "The world is your canvas." He smiled wide, then pulled everything together in big, sweeping motions. His paintbrush was like a magic wand. When he was finished, Mira added one more bird, way up in the sky. Maybe, she thought, just maybe. So that's the end of the story, but I'm going to read a little bit. There's information in the back, and I'm going to read some of it. I'm not going to read all of it because we don't have time, but let me read you a little bit here. A note from the authors. Maybe Something Beautiful is based on a true story. At one time, the colorful East Village near downtown San Diego, California, did not have murals on the walls, nor quotes from Gandhi, Martin Luther King, or Cesar Chavez written on the sidewalks. Benches were not the works of art you can see now, and people living in the area were not part of the vibrant community that they are today. Instead, the streets were gray and drab. But one day, a husband-wife team, he an artist, she a graphic designer and community leader, moved in and transformed their neighborhood into a place of beauty. Rafael and Candace Lopez designed a plan to bring people together to create art so that their neighborhood could become a better place for all to live. They held meetings in their home to share their ideas. Everyone was invited. Police officers, graffiti artists, teachers, single parents, children, homeless people, and more. With help of many, the Urban Art Trail was born, and volunteers of all ages, races, and walks of life committed themselves to a common goal, reviving their community through art. So I think that's really beautiful. There's some pictures here of people actually working on the art. So that's kind of what we're going to try to do. Our community hasn't been together, but I wonder if we could do something to revive it by everyone doing art. So you will get your rock and some paintbrushes and some acrylic paint. Like, you really need acrylic paint for this because other kinds of paint won't stick on as well. I will seal them when they all get here, but the acrylic paint will really help. And the first thing you're going to do, though, is wash your rock because your rock is dirty. I didn't put that in the directions because I didn't have the rocks yet. So wash your rock and let it dry all the way. Then what you're going to do is you're going to cover your whole rock with a color or a couple of different colors. And then you're going to let it dry all the way. And then you are going to make a plan to put a picture or a word or something that you like to draw and something that feels kind of kind and loving on your rock. So I have some examples. I did kind of a rough draft. So these were ideas I had. Like, I actually traced my rock so I could just do a background kind of in pink and write the word hope. Here I did a background in blue and did a flower. And here, I know this doesn't really look like a tennis shoe, but it kind of does. So I might even do that. So you can decide. And so paint it all one color. And then you can actually use pencil to kind of outline your, whatever your picture or your word, it might be easier. And then you need to use paints to go over that and color it the best that you can. Then you're gonna keep it and let it dry. And then you're gonna do next week's project. And then you're gonna bring both projects to North Campus, and there'll be a tub where you and your grown-up can drop your stuff off, and we'll put all of our things together, and it'll be like a community. So it'll be like all of us doing art kind of together, although we'll be far apart, where it will all come together to make something beautiful. So I hope that you can enjoy that. It has been really nice to spend this time with you today. And after this, if you're in 4th or 5th grade and you received my email, which means you registered, I'm going to have a Zoom gathering where we can just come together and touch base. And maybe if there's time, we can work on our rocks a little bit. Maybe we can brainstorm ideas for that. So this week, it will be the 4th and 5th graders who will have a Zoom. Next week will be kids in 2nd and 3rd grade who will have a Zoom. And I hope that you'll come because I really miss seeing you. And I also think it's nice for you guys to be able to see your friends from church, because I know in the past we've had a really nice group for midweek missions, and you may really miss seeing some of the kids that you get to see there during the week. So that's it for now. I hope that you will have fun painting your rocks. There are directions in your tote bag. If you are watching this and you haven't registered, please, please, please go to fcchurch.com/K5, and there is a place where you can register for all of our programs. So with just one button, you could register for Sunday school, and you could register for choir with Mrs. Besky, and you could register for midweek missions. And that way we have your information, so we know something about you, and we know if you have like any allergies or anything. We also have a way to get a hold of parents, like if we're actually together and we need to get a hold of parents. And the other thing is it puts you on our email list that we try to be really mindful about. But that way, as we send out things like Zoom links or information about activities, you can be included in that. So thank you for spending time with me today, and I hope I get to see you soon.